So, you made it. Feels like just yesterday you were a kid, carefree, curious, maybe dreaming about the day that you would walk across that stage. And now here you are, grown, standing on the edge of something brand new, graduation. Or maybe a big life change, or even a small life change, and you're having trouble navigating it. Whether you're thinking of going to college, starting a new job, or maybe you're leaving college and you're closing that chapter of your life. There's one creeping question that's coming in. So what now? Time after graduation is full of change, some exciting, some overwhelming. It's where structure fades and real decisions begin. And for the first time, you're writing the story for yourself. There's freedom, but also fear. In that place of uncertainty is where real growth begins. Change. It's exciting, it's scary, it's freeing, it's overwhelming. It can be enlightening, orderly, messy, comfortable, safe, risky. It can make the smallest difference in your life, or it could be life-shattering and completely alter the entire trajectory of the rest of your life. Graduation is a monumental form of change that we look forward to, we set the date for, we expect it coming, but when it happens, the feeling of change then is something that you can truly never prepare for, or at least fully prepare for. And at least from my experience, I found that you kind of just have to wing it. But the advice from this video is not just for people who's graduating. It can be used by anyone who's trying to figure out, navigate, get over, change. Or maybe you feel like you're stagnant in your current space in your life and you want a new change, but you're kind of scared to make that step, make that leap to create that change. No matter which angle you're coming from, this video is for you. This video is your permission to not have it all figured out, but to still be able to move forward with confidence. So let's talk about growing up, finding your why, finding your purpose, and making peace with life changes, even when it's scary. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Don't mind the whistling in the background. My brother is just, I don't know. But I'm so excited for this video. I graduated from high school a year ago, which sounds insane to say because it literally felt like yesterday. I know everyone says that, but it did. But at the same time, so much has happened, so much has changed. And I feel like I've learned and grown so much. This is kind of gonna be like what I wish I knew a year ago, what I wish I knew when I was graduating to adjust to change, to adjust to this new time in my life. So if you're interested in self-help, lifestyle, stuff like that, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Also, I post similar stuff like this on my TikTok as well if you want to go check that out. I feel like elementary, middle, and high school is kind of like this guided hike through life where you have instructors, you have peers, you have people that you're going on this hike with, and once you finally reach this mountain, which you knew that it was coming, aka the graduation, but then once you get to the top, the instructor says, okay, I'm wiping my hands clean of you guys. I think I've taught you everything that you need to know. You can go off and do your own thing. And everyone starts running in their own directions and you're just stuck in the same space, like, where do I go now? You know what I mean? Like, that's what graduating high school feels like, and what I assume graduating college feels like. Just finishing your schooling in general, kind of know where you're supposed to go, but at the same time, there's not a direct guideline. Like, you knew that in middle school and high school, you had, okay, I need to finish this grade with this amount of grades to get to the next. And obviously, yeah, that can continue in college if you go to college, but everything is not structured, and also it's not based on where you're living as much as like your elementary, middle, and high school. You have to figure out what college you're going to. You might not be going with anyone from your high school. You might be separated from everyone. It's a whole new set of people. No matter what you do after high school, it's a big change. It doesn't matter if you're going to the same college as like 50 other people from your high school. It's still a big change, and you're still completely valid for feeling scared of this new change. But if I could say one thing to start you out with learning about how to face and handle change, don't be defined by what you didn't know or didn't do. You're deciding your life right now. Again, whether this is graduation, marriage, a new job, or something that you're not choosing, like a loss in the family or something else bad happened. I feel like that's the best way to start to look at change, is knowing that no matter what goes on around you, you are still the same you. Or if you're expecting change, or maybe you're in a really stagnant place of your life, this does not by any means mean that you're failing. It just means that you're at the threshold for change. First way to fall in love with change is to find your why, find your North Star, find your purpose. This will help you to guide you in your future career, relationships, literally everything in your life. But I have mixed opinions about turning into your job, which I'll talk about in one second. We put so much pressure on ourselves to find our purpose or find our passion like it's a hidden treasure or something. It doesn't come at once. For some people, it might. Like, it comes over time with thinking about what brings you joy. What are you curious about? What do you love learning about even when no one is watching? What gives you hope? What energizes you? And it doesn't immediately have to be something that you think of and you're like, oh, I can make money from that. Like, no, I'm just talking about literally anything. And also, I believe that you don't have to have just like one passion, one purpose. You're a collection of so many different, beautiful, intricate, specific things, and so is your purpose. Very little amount of people people can define their life purpose or their life passion in one sentence or less. So I feel like passion is something that you build over time, and purpose is more of your morals. And no matter what's going on around you or in the world around you or in your personal life or anything, no matter how daunting, you still are the same you and you still carry the same morals. Obviously, things can change over time as you try to become a better version of yourself, better person, but you still are the same person at the end of the day. I feel like that gives me some sort of clarity with moving through these life changes, especially being in new environments. That's why travel is so eye-opening for so many people, because yeah, like in your daily routine, you know who you are. In your daily routine, you know what morals you have. But you won't truly know who you deep down are unless you are put into a new environment, whether it's a group of new people or traveling the world, something like that. I feel like that's why traveling is so important. Personal growth, even if literally just like visiting a new city or something, just getting out of your comfort zone, because it really helps you to figure out who you truly are. I'm getting off topic though. Practical tip I can give you is try new things, put yourself in new situations, try something that you feel stupid trying for the first time. Don't feel stupid. The spark might come and you might find your new favorite hobby, or you might find your new passion or purpose or what you want to do for a career. And if you're just graduating high school, just graduating middle school, or even just graduating college, you're still so damn young and you still have such a long life to live in front of you. You can find your passion, your purpose at 80. There's never any deadline. Everyone's on their own path. You can never be on the wrong path because there is no right path. Everyone is on their own. Also, your why or your North Star, it doesn't have to be lifelong. It just has to be honest. It just has to be true to you. It can change every month, every year. It really doesn't matter as long as you're passionate about it, as long as it gives you something to wake up in the morning for and something that you can take with you through this new change in your life. That is what really matters. And if you don't know what you want to do for a career, you can take this two different ways. You can either turn your passion into what you want to do for a career and risk maybe falling out of love with it or maybe feeling pressure to do it, or you could do the opposite and you could just save it as a hobby. But it really depends on what it is. Like for example, like dancing. If you know that the pressure of being a professional dancer or a professional dance teacher would take away from the spark and knowing that your income would be coming from that passion or that hobby, then save it as just a hobby. But if you doing it what wouldn't cause you to lose love for that thing and would just strive you to want to do it more often and like you would be super excited about work, then turn your passion into what you do for a living. Because even though I do live by, you know, work to live, not live to work, and also turn your passion into your paycheck, even though I do live by that, I don't think it works for everyone. So definitely work accordingly. And also because we as people have different passions, multiple different purposes, multiple different things that we're interested in, you know, you can pick and choose. Like I keep mentioning dancing, for example. Personally, I don't think I'd want to turn it into a career because I would be worried that it would make me lose the love for it, but I will continue to do it as a hobby. But something else that I love to do, like traveling or talking about skincare, that's what led me to be an esthetician and to eventually want to like work around the world and stuff. With finding your purpose, with finding your passion, the last thing I want to say is don't make everything work and job and college related as you are graduating, or if you're graduating from college, don't make everything just work related. I understand that working full-time is like enough as it is. You could barely find time to sleep or eat, especially with like a 9-to-5 or an overnight job or something like that. So I'm definitely not undermining that, but I do just want to say try to find a passion with something outside of work, whether it's a mindless hobby or putting time into your health and wellness, something that will take up a lot of your time, but not a lot of your time in one day. Like over time, it'll give you purpose and passion and it'll continue to work towards a bigger goal that's not monetary. It could eventually become monetary, or even if it's like a spiritual or religious goal or something like that. I feel like that helps to give you purpose as well that's not tied to a paycheck. Fear, change, the fear of unknown is one of the biggest things that stop people from making change in their life. Fear is inevitable. We are going to feel fear no matter what we do. If we literally sit in a closed, empty box for the rest of our life, we're gonna feel fear. It is part of the human experience. It is part of having a nervous system. It is part of survival. It is what we do with that instinct, what we do with that fear that matters. And fear of the unknown is growth in disguise. You feel uncomfortable because you either know you want something new or because you're becoming a new version of yourself. Kind of like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly kind of thing. Like, yeah, it's uncomfortable to grow your wings, but once you do that, you'll be a more free version of yourself. When you're stepping into something new, a new part or version of your life, a new era of your life, whether it's a new job, starting at college or university, making a big move, like moving across the country or even just out of your hometown, out of your childhood home, or stepping into a dream that feels bigger than you, fear will show up. It's inevitable. Like I said, it's not because you're weak, it's because you're expanding. So when fear pops up in your life, what do? Fear isn't just like a thing when like someone's attacking you or something and you have flight, fight, freeze, or fawn. You can also have all those same sympathetic nervous system responses. It's just what do we do with that response when we're in a state of upcoming change, current change, or getting over past change, or maybe you're in a stuck pace of your life and try to figure out how to start change. I'm telling you, it's because of fear. We're gonna have fear no matter what. So instead of using fear as a way to be scared of change, not make those big leaps or life changes because we're scared of something going wrong, but instead, since we're gonna feel fear anyways, utilize it. Literally utilize your fear to become the best version of yourself, to make that life change, to navigate what life changes are going to be drastic enough to make you feel better and be in a better place in your life. Or maybe that fear can help you to steer away from certain life changes. But no matter what, utilize it. Don't have a negative connotation with fear because it's not always bad. Sometimes it can really lead you to take the most risky choices, but the most freeing choices. You don't have to have every answer. You don't have to have a 5-year plan the second that you graduate. Just figure out what you're doing today. What are you doing this minute? What are you doing next hour? What are you doing tomorrow? You know what I mean? Take it one step at a time. 1% of change every single day is better than staying stagnant for the rest of your life. It's better than letting this fear consume you. Maybe you don't want to make a drastic life change right away. Take a 1% difference to move closer to making that decision. Whether it's researching a new school you want to go to, a new career path, if you're thinking of switching career paths, take the time, take the effort, even if it's the most simple step ever. Because you don't need a big change immediately. I mean, if you get that, then that's great. All you need is momentum if you're thinking of changing your life, or if you know a big change is coming up. Momentum and the courage to keep it going. Courage to make one choice at a time to eventually reach that goal, or to figure out what the goal is. Because clarity from change comes after it, not before it. So the fear, it's gonna keep prolonging. The fear is gonna go forever and ever until that action is finally done to create that change. And then you'll see if it was the right decision for you. Obviously, I'm not advising to make any physically, mentally, like horribly life-altering decisions, so don't think I am leaning towards that, but let your fear guide you. So finally made the step to create that change in your life, or maybe the change was coming anyway. How do you embrace it? How do you make the most of this new change? There are a few different simple mindset shifts that helped me and that I think will help you to embrace this new change in your life. First, I want you to know you're not behind. You can't be behind. There's nothing to be behind. Yeah, maybe your peers might be starting a certain job sooner, or maybe they're getting married sooner, or maybe they're making more money earlier than you, or something like that. You can't be behind because everyone has their own path. Also, constantly comparing yourself, it's not gonna make you feel better in the long run, because it's not like once you finally achieve that thing, you're gonna feel better, because you're gonna be in the habit of constantly comparing yourself, constantly wishing you were better, constantly wishing you had it like other people do. Because once you finally achieve that thing, you're gonna keep looking for more and you're never gonna be completely comfortable with the life that you're living, completely comfortable with who you are. Just remove that type of thinking as best as you're able to at the beginning of your journey, at the beginning of big life changes, so that it doesn't affect you like later on down the line. And also so that you can live the most authentic life to you and you're not like letting all these people influence you too much to the point where you're not doing what's passionate to you and what's important to you, and you're just following what's a passion and a purpose for other people. Next one is, this goes along with fear. It shouldn't be a time of fearing uncertainty, but it's more of a time of opportunity. And especially when you don't know what to expect with something coming up, going into college for the first time, or leaving college and, you know, being in post-grad. And even though I can't speak from experience with this because like I'm going into my second year of college, I haven't graduated yet, I still can, you know, try to think of what I would say to my future self, and it would be, take this time as a time of opportunity, a time of meeting new people, bettering yourself, and figuring out new parts of yourself. It's inevitable that the time is gonna pass either way. Make that change every single day that you're living. This goes with literally everything. This is something that I personally think about with like health and wellness kind of thing. The time is going to pass anyways, so work towards your goals, your dreams, your health, your wellness, your mental health, even if it's literally just 1% every single day. Even though these big life changes, they shape who we are. If someone asks, where are you going to school? Like that's like a big determining factor. Like what's your major? What's your career? These are outside things that do define you at the end of the day, like who you are, because what you get money from, what you get education from, that's what you eventually put out into the world. It's like energy source, and like it's an important thing about you. You know, I get why people would like talk about that, ask about that, but at the same time, you are your morals and you are the habits that you do every single day. So if you're wondering how can I make big life changes right now, don't make those big life changes. Focus on what can I do in this moment. Instead of thinking what can I add to my life, what can I improve about my life, think about what can I take away that's inhibiting me from this change. What can I take away from my life that's stopping me from becoming the best version of myself? What can I take away away from my life that will give me more space to add on new passions, new habits, new routines to eventually become the best version of myself and to help me to embrace change. Like I said at the beginning of the video, don't be defined by what you didn't know or didn't do, because you're deciding your life right now. This next chapter of your life doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't even have to be final. It just has to be yours, and it just has to be honest and true to you. Not true to what your parents want, not true to what your friends are doing. And that's the first step, and that's honestly the most important step. But that does go for more changes that you're personally making, like not so much for changes that you didn't choose yourself, like other circumstances that are not within your control, or things like that. What I usually tell myself, which I know everyone has their own, religious and spiritual beliefs, so you don't have to completely believe this, but I believe that I'm protected and I'm guided in my life, and that no matter how big the struggle feels, I will get through it. And we are not given struggles that we can't handle. We're not given burdens that we're not able to get through. With hardship does come ease, and even though this might be a valley in your life, there will be a peak. There will be a better point. We cannot feel the best moments of our lives without the worst moments of our lives, because there wouldn't be any perspective and we wouldn't be able to know how amazing those moments are. If it's devastating for you, definitely reach out to someone who can help you. One quote that I want to end off this video by saying is something that Steve Jobs said, which is, you can only connect the dots looking backwards. That no matter how much we want to try to figure out our life's purpose, we want to try to figure out how our life is going to go, you won't know until you overcome it, until that change happens. Like for example, you're scared. Like this is something that I went through. As someone from New York, I moved literally across the country to Florida absolutely alone, no family, no friends, nothing. Even though I did it because of passion, I did it because of purpose, I did it because I was excited, there was fear. But since I knew I definitely wanted to do this, I really had to think about, I'm not gonna know if it's gonna work out for me until I do it, until I make that change, which I know now that the university that I chose didn't work out for me and I'm transferring to a different one in Florida. I wouldn't have known that without trying it. I wouldn't have made the friends I made. I wouldn't have made the experiences I have made. I wouldn't be the person I am today if a year ago I didn't decide to go to where I chose for college. I think most decisions you can back out of eventually, or you can change further down the line. There's very few decisions that you can't change, but most things, post-grad, job and career, university, friendships, relationships, things like that, as long as it's not altering your health or like having a kid or something like that, there is a way to change it. And if you're watching this video post-grad, remember, graduation is not the finish line. It is the beginning. You have so much life to live afterwards. Even if you feel like you peaked in high school, peaked in college, you can have multiple peaks, multiple valleys. Don't let post-grad scare you. Don't let post-grad stop your momentum of growth. You're still the same person. Even though you might not be surrounded by the same people, take that same energy that made you feel like you were at your peak and bring it with you for the rest of your life, because you're still that person. Even though your environment can definitely change your energy, change how you feel, whatever, that's still you. It's not your environment that made you the peak. It's who you are. So take that with you for the rest of your life. Be gentle with yourself, embrace the unknown, keep taking those small or big steps. This video spoke to you. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel if you want more content like this. And also, if you're currently in the process of a big life change or you just graduated, definitely don't forget to leave a comment of advice that you would have given your past self, or leave a note for yourself to go back to for your future self. Thank you so much for being here as you are. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.